women blame their time, their lack of motivation, and their willpower for inconsistency. But the truth is, it is rarely about any of those. You're constantly stuck in this cycle of starting over, burning out, giving up, and just going back and forth, and you can't seem to get anywhere. So in this episode, I'm going to break that down for you. Hi, my name's Rachel, and I run a women's body transformation program called Level Up, where we help driven women just like you to excel in their health and fitness, to lose stubborn body fat, and to finally gain life-changing confidence without overwhelm and restriction. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you exactly why you can't stick to anything and how to actually stick to something so that you can finally get the results that you want, that you've been trying to get for God knows how long. So here's the thing, here's the big problem. You've convinced yourself that you just don't have the discipline. You've convinced yourself that others have just got loads of motivation, loads of willpower, loads of discipline, and you just don't have it. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And you have more than likely started about 100 different diets on a Monday with all of the motivation in the world, and then life gets hard and you just crumble. I used to be the exact same. I remember I would sit down Sunday evening and I'd be writing out, okay, this is my plan of action for the week. This is exactly what I'm going to do, and it's going to change my life. It's going to get me the results that I want. I'm going to feel amazing, and it's going to happen. It's gonna work this time. And it would happen over and over again. And look, the problem is, for me back then, but also for you right now, you don't have a system in place. You don't have something that is so clear that will take all of the pressure out of it for you. And you're just waiting to feel ready. You're waiting for that moment where you're like, right, this is it. Just like I was. You think that the penny's going to drop, something's going to happen, and suddenly you'll have all this motivation and willpower and discipline, and you'll get the results. But the other problem is, and this is the exact problem that I had, all of these plans that you're trying to follow, they're so unrealistic. They don't fit your life, they're not designed for you, but you're just hoping that they'll work because maybe you've seen someone else get results on them. Maybe you've seen your friends or your family succeed. So you're like, if it works for them, it must work for me. It's not that you can't stick to anything. That's not the problem here. It's actually that you've never had anything worth sticking to. You don't have a method that suits your lifestyle. Instead, you've just got like a copy and paste plan from someone else. The issue is structure. It's not your self-control. So hopefully that allows you to breathe for a second. Here's what you need to do instead, and this is really simple. This is in fact probably one of the easiest things that I have ever covered on any of these episodes so far. You just need to build a system that removes emotion and it removes the decision fatigue. That's exactly what we do for our clients. And I always have conversations with our girls saying, look, I can actually give you an answer, a logical answer, without the emotion. I can tell you what you need to do. I can remove all of this decision fatigue for you. And if you follow the system, you will get results. It is as simple as that. Because when you are the person in the situation, feeling how you feel right now, you have emotion to deal with, you have your life to deal with, you have all of the decisions that you need to make to decide what you need to do. You've then got to try and be logical about it, and it is just so much pressure. Whereas if you have that right system in place, not only is that going to remove or help to remove the emotion and the decision fatigue, but also you're going to then have someone or something giving you the logical response to it. And when we replace emotion with logic, it's a little bit easier to take action. And when we take action, obviously we get results. So to summarize that point, you need to stop winging it. You need to stop just hoping that these random things you're doing are going to get you the results that you want, because the bottom line is they're not. And you might see some results initially when you do a few days on whatever diet you're trying because it's Monday and you're feeling motivated. But the bottom line is, if you can't stick to it, you're not going to ever keep those results that you've got. And let's face it, like, do you actually feel that happy with gaining results for a few days? Like maybe you lose a few pounds in the first few days or whatever it is, and you have this little bit of like, oh, I can do it, but then you fall off track, and then you're like, no, it's okay because I'll just go again Monday, but it's fine because I lost a few pounds the first Monday, so it will happen again. Like, is that actually making you happy? Or are you just convincing yourself that it's okay? Because for 99.9% of you, it will be the latter. When you have a structure in place, you're able to plan, because life happens. Things are going to happen on your journey, and this is why I get frustrated when people are like, I'm waiting for the perfect time. There's no real perfect time. Of course, there's a more ideal time, but how do you know in that ideal time that something else isn't going to happen? So actually, there's never really a right time to start. Whereas if you've got structure in place, you can actually start to plan to some extent for things like stress, for things like shifts. If you work shifts at work, like how do you navigate around that? You can plan and get organised in case you're in a bad mood because you've had a bad day, because your boss has shouted at you. When there is structure there, it is easier to stay on track. It is easier to do the things you need to do to get results. Fact. If you just wing it, you are very, very likely to fall off track and not get the results that you want. So you need to clarify, you need to get so clear. What do you actually want? Like, what is the exact goal? And I don't just mean weight loss, weight gain, build muscle, run a marathon. I mean, what do you actually want from your life? And again, this is something that women don't think about, because look, right now, if you're at the start of your journey, you're like, Rach, I just want to lose a few pounds. Great. But in order to lose those pounds that you think are going to make you happy, and in order to keep those pounds off, you have to become the woman capable of doing that. And the woman capable of doing that plays at a lot higher standard and lives at a lot higher standard than what you are living at right now. Her habits will be different, her behaviours are different, the people she hangs around with might be different, what she chooses to do on a daily basis is different. So like, you have to zoom out and go, what do I actually want for my life? And that's not to like scare you, that's to excite you. That's to get you to think, okay, if I achieve X, Y is going to happen. If I do this, that will happen. So I know this is also the step that everyone's just going to go, yeah, all right, Rachel, think about it in my head. But that's your problem, right? You need to get it out on a bit of paper. You need to actually think, okay, what is going to happen when I lose 3 stone? When I gain this muscle, when I run a marathon? Like, what is the impact of that going to be? And I'm telling you now, 99.9% of the time, it will be positive. Even if that means that you lose people from your life. Even if it means you grow apart from people that are no longer serving you. Further down the line, you will thank yourself for that. And with that plan, when you've got that all written out, you need to have some kind of structure in place. You need to have some daily non-negotiables. Like, what do you do every single day without fail that is in alignment with the person who has already achieved these goals? So if your goal is weight loss, let's say you want to lose 3 stone, is this person restricting themselves Monday to Friday and then going all out at the weekend with a takeaway and loads of cocktails and whatever else? No, they're not, because that's not how they live, because that doesn't make them feel great. Now, that's not to say you can never do those things, but you're not going to be someone who does that all the time, because you will feel the impact of that and you won't want to do it. So you've really got to think about, what does this person do? How does she behave every day? How does she act? How does she show up for herself? How does she show up for other people? How does she want people to feel when they've had an interaction with them? Like, all of these things matter. And again, I know some of you are thinking, Christ, Rachel, I wasn't expecting this on this podcast. I just want you to tell me to be motivated. This is how you get motivated, guys. This is how you do what you need to do on a consistent basis, because you've got this vision of where you want to get to. If you don't have this vision, you are going to find it so hard when times get tough, when you're not motivated, when you don't have discipline, when you haven't got any willpower, or whatever you want to call it. You're going to find it so hard to carry on and to keep doing what you need to do. So make sure you are so crystal clear on these things, because it's going to help you. And finally, you need to track it. You need to write this down and actually take note of what you're achieving every day, every week, every month. If you're a visual person, have it somewhere you can see it every day. If you are someone that likes to reward yourself, like have a bit of a reward strategy. When you do X for 30 days, you get to go and buy yourself a new dress or whatever it might be, but have something in place where you can track what you are doing. It is as simple as that. So off the back of this episode, I want you to actually write down 3 things that you've told yourself you're going to do. Get so clear on them. And look, my biggest bit of advice is don't go and give yourself the biggest things in the world to do if you are someone that can't stick to something for more than 7 days. You need to keep these things really simple to begin with, because it's actually the small things that you do that are going to compound over a period of time to get you the results. It's not about us trying to be perfect. So maybe, for example, your first 3 are as simple as you want to hit 10,000 steps per day, you want to drink 3 litres of water per day, and you want to get 8 hours of sleep per night. Then you're going to choose just one of them and you're going to do it for 7 days. Simple as that. You don't need to do it for more than 7 days. You don't need to do it for less than 7 days to begin with. Just prove to yourself that you can do it for 7 days. When you have done it for 7 days consistently, you're then going to add another one and do that for 7 days as well as the first one. And then finally, you add your third, 7 days, 21 days in total. And then you've done 3 things that have no doubt, number 1, got you closer to where you want to get to. But number 2, which is the more important thing, built your confidence in yourself that you can actually stick to something. Stop trying to overhaul your total life overnight, because it's not going to happen, right? Unless you are competing in something, unless you've got like this massive goal where that is required, like you don't need to do that. And your problem isn't the fact that you can't stick to it. That's not the issue. The issue is you don't have the structure and you're trying to think emotionally, you're trying to think logically, you're trying to make all these decisions and you just can't do it. So keep it simple for yourself. Keep it so simple. And look, if you're sat here listening to this thinking, Rach, I actually need some structure in place and I need someone to take the emotion out of it and the decision fatigue and make the logical choices for me, this is exactly what we help our ladies to do over on Level Up. So if you are someone that is feeling stuck right now with all of these fads and challenges and injections, and you're very overwhelmed and bottom of your priority list, and you have no confidence and you're feeling so uncomfortable, we can help you. Send me a message over on Instagram at Rachel Solway Level Up and let's chat. I'll run you through exactly how we can implement our blueprint to help you to get the results that you want, so you can finally stick to something and totally change your life. And look, to summarize this episode, just remember, you're not broken. Simple as that. You just need a better system in place. Like, that is all it is. That's the thing that is getting you stuck right now. That's the gap between you and your goals. You don't need to be motivated to be disciplined. You don't need to be having unlimited amounts of willpower. You just need some structure in place. That is your gap. So get a plan, stick to the plan, and not only will you get the results, but you're going to see your confidence grow. And obviously when your confidence grows, that impacts every single area of your life. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'd love to know what you think over on Instagram at Rachel Solway Level Up, and I'll speak to you on the next one.